Now, the Deputy Chair of the N12 Treasure Route Tourism Association, Ontshebile Tsamboko, joins me now on the line. Ndate Tsamboko, thank you very much for your time this evening. First, let's talk about this much-anticipated expo that's coming up during the course of this month.
Thank you, and the viewers and the whole South Africans. Good evening. As you alluded that my name is Ontshebile Joseph Tsamboko, the Deputy Chair for the N12 Treasure Route. Briefly, let me just highlight to the viewers that N12 Treasure Route is the route that stretches through 5 provinces. It starts from Emalahleni in Mpumalanga, ends at George, Western Cape. It does have 5 provinces, 1,350 kilometers long. We are grateful as a private sector to be part of this NTC, which is its second year here in the Northwest Province. As we know that tourism is government-led, community-based and private sector-driven. So we are the driving force of this industry. We welcome the partnership that has been introduced by our government, and we are ready as a private sector to hold hands each other with the public sector and community, moving South Africa forward through tourism industry.
There are about 5,000 attractions expected, people at this expo coming up. I mean, if you look at the assessment over the past couple of years, has it been attracting more interest, especially because if you look at, the climbing unemployment rate? Of course, this is but an opportunity for people to look at what aspects of employment there may be within this particular sector. But is it attracting more people as a result of the economic conditions that we find ourselves in the country?
We still have to have hope. Yes, as much as the tourism has declined a bit, especially in our province, Northwest, but we still have hope that we can still do more. And it is through this engagement that we do have, to encourage our young people to take tourism seriously, so that as much as they acclimatize themselves with the current situation where we are faced with the 4th Industrial Revolution, it is through the young people we can invest in them so that we can revive the whole industry, making sure that we give the best to the internationals and to the domestic tourists. Now, this initiative, it will make us to pull more by saying, this is what we can offer as a province. This is what we can offer as product owners. Like I said, it is through investing in the young people to make sure that we become sustainable. There's still opportunity, there's still hope in our province.
Right. How do we make South Africa sexy again, I guess, if I can put it that way? How do we make the Northwest sexy again? I mean, I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but I mean, we've got to agree with the issues, that we have to address, including the high crime rate. If we talk about tourism, these are still some of the issues that would, not invite people or see people invite themselves coming to the country to come and explore the Northwest, to come and explore KwaZulu-Natal, to come and explore the Eastern Cape. There might also be elements of fear that those very young people who go out to this expo too would need to sell to prospective people who want to come to the country.
Griselda, personally, I would like to say we need to go back to the drawing board. And there's only one question that we need to ask ourselves, be public sector, private sector, and community. And that particular question is about how about. Now, if the government and the private sector and the community can come to the table and say, how about we position, one thing that makes my heart to still believe that we can move our province and the country forward. Northwest is strategically positioned at the SADC countries. We pull the countries like Namibia, Lesotho, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Swaziland. We are so strategically positioned. What we need to do, we need to reposition ourselves, to rebrand ourselves, and to have a selling point, the product that can, make us unique as the province. Once we specialize province by province, like last time I said to our fellow colleagues from other provinces to say, for an example, if we have people coming from Western Cape, and they have done adventure at Western Cape. When they get to Northern Cape, they will pass Northern Cape. Maybe they will come to Northwest. So we need to start having our own product that we specialize province by province, linking all these 5 provinces to the N12. Now, one other thing is about the issue of the sub-routes.
Yes.
The tourism subroutes. Because now, before a person coming from overseas, most of people, they'll think about Cape Town, they'll think about KZN or which is Durban.
Yes.
But there's a lot to be done here in the Northwest Province. The only thing that we still need to forge public-private community partnership.
Look, the aim, of course, obviously, is to create 300,000 job opportunities by 2026 in the tourism sector. Is that possible?
It is possible, Griselda. I'm going back to my point to say we need to know what it needs to be done. What is that can make us to attract people coming to our provinces?
Yes.
One other thing that we need to focus on is to encourage domestic tourism, because we will never be sustainable as a province if we don't encourage people to know their area, to take short left. We will create this job. One traveler coming down to our province, he or she create more than 10 jobs. He started the garage, he poured the petrol, we need a petrol attendant there. He goes to the accommodation, because remember, when the tourists come to our areas, there's 4 questions that come to their mind: where to stay, where to eat, what to do, and which story to take home. So automatically, one traveler creates more than 5 jobs. Because you need somebody who can prepare the bed for that particular person. You need somebody who can prepare breakfast. You need somebody who can take him or her for a tour. You need somebody who can tell him the story. Because one other thing that I think we have been neglecting is to start documenting the indigenous knowledge. It will start to invest in our young people to become the storytellers. Because when the travelers come to our areas, they need a story to take home, to share with friends and family, because automatically it will create an interest on the other person to say, I also want to go to Bokonebo.
Yes.
So we need to invest in our young people, and SMMEs currently is the most job creators. As small as they are, but they are the small job creators. Your just ordinary mothers who does beadswork. Yes. The Antwerp Treasure Route, we have just launched the art gallery in one of our townships here in Itachen, JB Max. Basically what we do, we encourage our young artists to bring their artwork. We have converted 4 houses to an art gallery. So what they do, they bring their artwork there. When travelers and tourists come, they go there, buy their artwork, and they benefit directly. We don't even charge them rentals, because this is one of the things that we said we want to develop our communities.
That's right.
And there's a partnership from the private sector and the public sector. Yes, we can create those particular jobs as long as we can work together, as long as we can answer to the question to say, how about we do this?
All right. Thank you so much indeed there for your time. The Deputy Chair of the N12 Treasure Route Tourism Association, Ontshebile Tsamboko, thank you very much for your time indeed.